Hey team, Zhylaw here, video log time. Okay, first of all, I wanted to talk briefly about the fact that I've officially finitoed with the green screen, sayonara. Um, green screen works pretty well when you're playing a variety of story-based cinematic games, but when you're playing more games centered around the broadcaster and not the game, also more repetitive and skill-based games like RTSs, MOBAs, and MMOs, and most importantly, when you're playing games that are 100% multiplayer, like World of Warcraft, it's very important that you hide your chat because people need to be able to talk to you in private. People need to be able to talk in your guild without being spied upon, and you need to be able to talk to people sometimes without the stream knowing. And it's a very easy way to do that when chat is hidden. So, for a variety of reasons, I have gone away with the green screen, and we've gone back old school style with an overlay, graciously provided by Icy Cold. Thanks, Icy Cold, for the overlay, and it's for the best. It was an experiment. I didn't. It worked, but when we changed the channel, it was a bit of like a relic, and it had to go. And a nice little side note, though, I have a very small room that I have, and the green screen was huge. So by dumping the green screen, I pretty much doubled the size of my room, and I can use my television again and my computer at the same time. So it works out for the best. So yes, goodbye green screen. We shall miss you, because it's just there's no place for it when you're playing MMOs and stuff like that. Moving on, I started playing Diablo 3, played some hardcore, and I died. You can see my death. It's on the YouTube channel. And it got me thinking, what is the difference between a hardcore and a casual? What does it mean to be hardcore? What does it mean to be casual? Like, I started playing Diablo 3, and I... See, it's not pre-recorded. It's not scripted. Yes. Making spaghetti will live on in posterity. Anyway, what was I saying? I do it live, man. It's all winged. I wing these videos. I'm not starting over. Where was I talking about? Oh yes. Oh my god. That just totally derailed me. Oh yes, hardcores and casuals. Okay, I was playing Diablo 3 and I was enjoying it somewhat. I'm not a huge ARPG person, but I love Blizzard games and the story. And I started playing Diablo, and I'm like, hey, there's a hardcore mode. I'm a hardcore gamer, right? I should play in hardcore mode. So I started playing in hardcore mode, and I was like, oh, this is cool. This is cool. I got a special name, and I feel all special, and I'm like, super elitist. And then I died. And not only do you have to start over, but you even lose everything in your inventory. So all my awesome stuff was lost. And I actually had this really cool crown legendary from King Leoric that I wanted to save for transmog or something, and I was really sad. And it got me thinking, it's like, why do I have to play in hardcore? Permadeath, do you have to play permadeath in order to say you're a hardcore gamer or a hardcore player? Can you enjoy a game without the looming threat of, total destruction? Like, is that really why I play a game? And I don't think so. I don't play a game to get stressed out. And I mean, it's a cool option and it's a nice feature for some people, but I don't think I have to play hardcore mode in order to say I take my video game seriously. Isn't that what difficulty settings and stuff is for? Should you be ashamed that you don't play in hardcore? I don't think so. And it got me thinking, and by the way, I will start over. I'm starting another Demon Hunter, and I'm going to be playing on like expert, but not hardcore, because I don't need that stress of like losing everything. It doesn't really add anything to the game for me. But anyway, it got me thinking, what is the definition of casuals versus hardcores? See my train of thought? A lot of people were like, oh, to be a hardcore gamer, it means that you you do the most difficult things in a game. You're like super PvPer, or like, in an incredible heroic raiding guild, or you're in some team in a MOBA team playing competitive gaming. And I thought about it, and you know what? I reject that concept. I don't think to be a hardcore gamer it means that you just have to be really amazing or you have to do really challenging content, because that's not the world that we live in anymore. Gaming has changed. People have changed. In my mind, hardcore versus casual gaming, I believe a hardcore gamer is just somebody that plays a lot, that invests a lot of time, that does research on a game when they're not actually playing it, that likes to read about it, that maybe reads books or draws like fan art or writes fan fiction about their game, or somebody that plays it every day religiously, that actually follows news and information maybe about the company that makes the game. Basically, that they're dedicated or they're serious, and they define themselves by the fact that they're a gamer or they play a particular game a lot. Like a hardcore WoW player, to me, has nothing to do with what they do when they're playing, but how many hours they put in and how often do they play it. Like, I don't care if you do nothing but pet battles in WoW. If you play WoW every day for like 5-6 hours, that's a hardcore player. And in my mind, a casual player is someone that doesn't give a shit about a company, that doesn't even know games exist until they're actually out, never reads previews, doesn't go to review websites, doesn't have a magazine subscription maybe, that plays a game once a month, or once a week for like an hour. It's a mental kind of shift. And it is very, very connected also to time expenditure. So I think casual gaming doesn't mean that you just do like battlegrounds, not arenas, or you only play The Sims. You could be a hardcore gamer of The Sims and play like insane amounts and play every Sims game, have the Sims posters, Sims 3, Sim what was that game called? Medieval Sims, like really obscure sim games. So that is, to me, the difference between a casual and a hardcore player. It is a way of viewing yourself mentally, and it's all about what you do when you're not playing, how much you play, your time dedication, how much interest you have in what's going on in the background of a game's universe. So in a way, like being hardcore, it's almost similar to the definition of being a fanboy, except you don't have the zealotry or fanaticism that a fanboy has. And it's more about time and less about spending crazy amounts of money and buying stupid swag, even though swag kind of is related to that. So that's the way I look at hardcore versus casual. So I consider myself a hardcore gamer, and I don't think that it matters whether I play hardcore mode on Diablo I can still be a hardcore Diablo player or a hardcore WoW player. Because I can definitely consider myself a hardcore WoW player. But I don't do arenas, and I am not a very good raider. But the amount of time that I put in and the reading that I do, like, how could you possibly consider that a casual? So those are my thoughts on hardcores and casuals. Of course, this is probably also something that a lot of people will have thoughts and opinions on. By all means, feel free to comment below politely and civilly. Yeah, right, this is YouTube, right? Okay, and those are also what's going on with the channel, with the green screen stuff. Just wanted to let you guys know. As always, thanks for viewing. Stay awesome.